Right, we go to our penultimate, our last race before the lunch break, because we'll have BKM up very shortly for qualifying practice. So it's DD2 Masters. Great to see the defending champion, Roberto Pajewski, back in fine style. He took pole position yesterday, and we'll have Marco Winkler alongside him in 5.66. Good to have a chat with him yesterday, this morning as well. Michael Becker in the 5.26, and Tommy Helfinger in the 5.06 round out row number 2. Slavomir Maransky, the 5.61, will have Timo Haug in the 5.05 from Germany alongside on row number 3. Sebastian Humpelhardt in the 5.09 and Alessandro Glauser in the 5.04 will complete row number 4. Completing the top 10, it is Christophe Adams from Belgium in the 555 and Bruno dos Santos in the 5.03 from France, with Thomas Schumacher from KSB Racing, Ronaldo Kremiger from KSC ASO Europe, and Rudy Champion, who had dramas in qualifying yesterday, will start from the 13th and last position on the grid. 10 minutes on the timer, set in stone, plus an additional lap, red lights ignited on the starting gantry, so it'll be down to Pajewski and Winkler to control the rolling start final phase before we go racing. They now make their way through to turns 13 and 14 of the 1,190 metre circuit here at Wackersdorf. So it is Pajewski from Winkler on the front row. Becker and Helfinger just behind on row 2. Revs rise, full start, first one of the meeting. So race director not quite happy and will put them around the circuit for an additional formation lap. So now everyone just trying to get into the relevant grid positions. So let's see if we can get things going at the second time of asking. So Pajewski, Winkler, Becker, Helfinger, Maransky, Haug, Humpelhardt, Glauser, Adams, Dos Santos, Schumacher, Kremiger and Champion. That is your 13-strong grid here in DD2 Masters. With Maransky and Humpelhardt tied on points coming into this round after karting Genk 4 weeks ago. We now see if the dynamic changes in round 2. Through turn 14, the drivers split. They go into the tram lines. Let's see if this is a bit more of a controlled start. This time, revs rise. Lights out, we're off and racing. And Becker gets a really good jump, as does Maransky, who get past Winkler, who drops to 4th. As it's side by side a little bit further down the order, as Maransky up the inside of Becker, it looks like, through into turn 4, as Becker tries to go back up the inside of the Polish driver. Oh, and there's a touch from behind on the back bumper of Becker. It might have been Humpelhardt there in the 5.09, so Maransky now down into 4th position. Winkler down to 5th. And just behind is the 5.04 of Alessandro Glauser, as now up the inside of Becker goes Maransky. Oh no, Becker's up into 2nd, so that was Humpelhardt that he just went past. So Becker up into 2nd, Maransky past Humpelhardt. Winkler trying to battle away as Glauser goes up the inside. Will Winkler get the switch back? He goes side by side with the 5.04 from FM Racing. As then Christophe Adams, who has absolutely had a flyer, the 555, now up into 7th position, having started down in 9th. And he now goes up the inside. Just points forward as if to say to Winkler, right, let's just move forward, shall we? And at the back of the order looks to be Ronaldo Kremiger battling away for position. The 12th at the minute. As now, Bruno dos Santos looks to be in front of Ronaldo Kremiger, so that is 12th and 13th respectively. And just up ahead of them is Timo Haug, who's dropped all the way down into 11th position. Across the line we go. Pajewski still leads. Becker now is nearly 3/4 of a second adrift in second. Moransky trying to close him down as Alessandro Glauser in 5th sets the fastest lap of the race. And he's got past Sebastian Humpelhardt. He got up the inside through turn 4 and kept on the racing line through into turn 5. As Pajewski now negotiates his way through the right at 9 and into the left at 10. Christoph Adams now closes up on Sebastian Humpelhardt. Just behind they've got the 5.06 of Tommy Helfinger. And then you've got Marco Winkler. Then it's the 5.31 of KSB Racing's Thomas Schumacher from Germany. Third in the point standings coming into this round. Lap number 3, Pajewski still trying to put the hammer down as Becker quickly sets the fastest lap, but then that's quickly deposed by Alessandro Glauser, who's 6/10 of a second behind. As, oh, there's been a bit of an incident there. One car has gone very, very wide. That was out of turn number 4. And that might have, I'm just keeping my eyes on who has just dropped down the order after that incident there. I think that might have been Tommy Helfinger that's dropped down. Looks to be the case, yep. There's a bit of tyre marks on the right-hand side pod of the 5.06. There's now more switchback attempts being done and dusted, so to speak. As it is definitely all kicking off outside of the top 5 positions as they now start to spread. As, oh my goodness me, Rudy Champion getting fisticuff style with Thomas Schumacher going through in towards turns 2 and 3, and the French driver makes it through. But now it is all kicking off up and down the order. Timo Haug trying to also close on the 5.31. 5-second penalty has been issued to Sebastian Humpelhardt. I would imagine, I'll wait for the official confirmation, but that could be for causing a collision, which is the case that has been confirmed by race control. So Pajewski trying to just keep a good consistent pace. He's just done a 50.330 as Alessandro Glauser has just become the first DD2 Masters driver that's just gone sub 50 seconds in this race. A 49.930 with the pace he's carrying. He is 4/10 of a second behind Slavomir Moransky, who in the meantime is closed on Michael Becker for second position as they go through turns 9 and 10. Moransky from 40.16 trying to get past the 5.26 from RS competition. Glauser still keeping in striking distance. Adams has got a chance also to close. Half of the race nearly completed as Pajewski still carries on leading after lap 6 done and dusted. Becker now just over half a second adrift. But then you look at the gaps between Moransky and Glauser. Moransky was just under 2/10 of a second behind Michael Becker. Alessandro Glauser was 3.5 behind Slavomir Moransky. Christoph Adams has got 1.1 seconds to find over the next few moments of this race. Just over 4.5 minutes to go. Well, I've just seen that going through turn 12, Alessandro Glauser was able to do a bit of a late break to try and close the gap on Moransky, who's trying to get into the slipstream of Becker coming round the final corner. Moransky looking to strike. Can't go through turn 3 quite yet, but if he's got a good run, I think he lost out a little bit there going through the exit of turn 3, down on the short blast to turn number 4. As a little bit further down the order, looks like Tommy Helfinger trying to fight back. Now has got past Thomas Schumacher, I believe, in the 5.31. as it looks like Pajewski not quite getting away as much as he thought he might, as Becker looks to have closed, as has Moransky. Now factor in Alessandro Glauser. Christoph Adams took about half a tenth out of Glauser that time around in terms of the gap between them for 4th and 5th respectively. Top 4 nearly line astern. 3 minutes 17 plus an additional lap still to go. As now, again, the times are dropping. Becker's now gone sub 50 for the first time. 49.977. Moransky and Glauser running in a 50.197 and a 50.095 respectively. Christoph Adams is now a further 2 tenths closer. So last time around, the top 4 were covered by just over 8 tenths. Becker still looking to close on Pajewski. They come across the line with just under 2.5 minutes remaining, plus 1 lap. Gap now between first and second, 0.239. And the gap now between the top 4 is extended to just under 1.1 seconds. So Glauser that time around was outside of the sub 50 second bracket of 50.090. But out of the top 3, Becker is the one that is looking quickest. 49.795 from the German. Pajewski second quickest of 49.832. Moransky of 49.927, as a lot of the rest of the field, Christoph Adams, Sebastian Humpelhardt, Rudi Champion, Timo Haug, Tommy Helfinger, now are under sub 50 seconds on a competitive race pace in 1 lap. As Pajewski again now trying to respond, trying to break the run of momentum that Michael Becker was trying to gather in an attack to try and go for the victory. But Pajewski did a 49.877. Becker was 24 thousandths quicker last time around, so by mere fractions, as Moransky now closes on the 5.26, going through turns 9 and 10. Runs a little bit wider but carries the momentum through into turn number 11. Glauser is about half a second off of this battle so far. But the top 3, very, very closely, tightly packed. Less than 50 to go on the clock. So this will effectively be, I think, the last lap, depending on how quickly Pajewski times it. So if you can hold up the 2 behind, whilst not losing a position, and have the final lap board next time around, I think that's probably saved his bacon, so to speak. 23 seconds still remaining. As Pajewski takes a wider line to cut across the front of Becker to not allow the 5.26 to get through. This is again going to be tight. You remember what Janchevsky did in the last race. I don't think we might get it. Yep, last lap board is given. Pajewski's got just under 1,200 metres to go to keep a hold of it, but now this gives the sign to Michael Becker, if he is close enough to strike, he will do. But then also factor in Moransky in this, because he got a little bit closer going through the exit of turn 4 and into the left at 5, into 6, now 7. Pajewski still holding on to the lead. Through into the chicane in turns 9 and 10. 2 more hairpins to go and then a further 2 corners. But it's dependent on what happens behind Roberto Pajewski. If Moransky can capitalise and get the run on Michael Beckers to the line, but he looks to be a little bit too far adrift to do so. Round the final corner, Pajewski wins again in Euro Trophy and starts his way this weekend off in fine style with a victory by 0.358 seconds. Michael Becker in second position. Moransky from Poland in third, just over a tenth and a half behind. Alessandro Glauser finished in 4th place ahead of Christoph Adams from Belgium in the 555. Sebastian Humpelhardt in 6th place. But I'm just waiting to see if this might change. because he got a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. Marco Winkler in 7th, Rudi Champion up to 8th, having started last. Timo Haugen 9th ahead of Thomas Schumacher with Reinaldo Gremiger. Tommy Helfinger being the last of the 12 classified finishers, with Bruno dos Santos' race ending rather abruptly on lap 6.